Well, I wasn't really expecting to have to put up with hate comments yet. Hey, what's going on, geeks? Maxusthebeast is here. And welcome to something a little bit different. Today, I'm going to be responding to this guy, Monkey D Luffy, who responded to the video I put up this morning. Excuse me. Experiences from Work, Storytime Episode 4. Where he said, make videos shorter, more concise. You waste time with things that nobody will find interesting. Write a script or something. Nobody wants to watch a 30-minute long video of you talking with boring gameplay in the back. To which I replied, in your opinion, the gameplay is boring. And correction, the video is not 30 minutes long. It's 25:17. Me being a little bit of a savage. This is story time. I tell stories of things that happen to me in real life. I explained at the start about the gameplay. Maybe you try and make a storytime series with the best gameplay ever and best commentary ever without a script. See? Harder than it looks. Scripts just aren't what I do. I feel like it restrains me from being myself, which is true. I literally tried making a video with a script. It didn't work out so well. The script, I spent a couple days working on trying to make some good points and whatever. It was some kind of top 10 list. But when I put it into action, it just didn't work. I didn't feel like the video was good. When I finished it, I just didn't feel like it was myself, you know? I'm not a top 10 channel or something that needs a script to work. Some people watch 5-hour videos of SpongeBob saying "who" over and over. Give me an example on what I am wasting time talking about. I know there's a bit of a stutter before one story, but I cut away the time it took for me to get my thoughts back together, which was like 40 seconds. Just because you don't like the stories doesn't mean somebody else out there won't. That's a no offense meant, but at least I make videos and don't impersonate an anime character. It's impossible to please everyone. Congrats on being the first hate comment I ever had to deal with. Yeah. So, that happened. So, my video response to this guy, by the way, gameplay is of Overwatch competitive, me playing Mercy. Listen to the points you made about me wasting time talking about things nobody will be interested in. I don't really know what you mean. Like, the stories in general. Because if you think the stories are boring, then this video isn't for you. Thank you for your feedback on that, but it's story time. I tell what experiences I have in real life. The quality of the stories are debatable too. To me, they're good stories because they happen to me and they're stuff I will always remember. I feel good about them. But, I mean, it's okay that you don't, because that's your opinion. But, if you want to give me constructive criticism, guys, please explain don't be so vague. Tell me, okay, you don't like the stories, tell me that. Instead of saying, you talk about stuff that nobody would be interested in, because that doesn't really make that much sense. Because some people out there might be interested in it, and like, what part of it will not be interesting? Like the stories themselves, me potentially rambling. Or, I don't know. Also saying things like, oh my gosh. Saying things like that just doesn't tell me anything, because it's not communicating your message. You're not saying, I don't like this part of it. You're just saying that you don't like the story. You don't like things because you don't think it's interesting. What isn't interesting? On the topic of shorter videos, I tend to make mine anywhere from 15 to 25 minutes. The longest video, I believe, is either the Town of Salem video I did with Seeper, or the episode 5 of Subnautica. But they were long because it took that long to finish the video, to finish what I was trying to do. I don't like making short videos because, especially things like story time, it takes time to communicate what I'm trying to say. Especially, like I said, with things like story time, with the stories that could be longer than your typical 5 to 10 minutes. I'm not the biggest fans of the shorter 5-minute videos of gaming because I just don't feel like it gets my point across. You know? I just don't feel like I can really be myself in 5 minutes. I need time to really express my opinions, express my thoughts on things. Like I said, with things like announcement videos, I can shrink it down to 5 minutes. The Geekz Week announcement video was about 6 minutes, and the announcement for Geekz Reacts was about 8. Announcement videos I can cram down to a smaller size. But for things like story time and my regular gameplays and things, I just don't think I can do it in such a small amount of time like you're requesting, I'm assuming. I'm a gameplay YouTuber. I'm not like Vonix or some other younger YouTubers who make their videos like 5 minutes. And no, I don't extend it so I get ad revenue or whatever. I don't do this as a job. This isn't a career. This is a hobby. I just want to entertain people. It's a thing I do for fun. You know, maybe down the pike I'll do it as a living, but that remains to be seen. So, I don't make videos long because I care about money. That's not the deal at all. But I just don't feel like I can do what I'm trying to do in a video in 5 minutes time unless it's a quick announcement. Maybe I'm overthinking this, but I want to make sure that you understand where I'm coming from, and maybe take it a little bit better than my comment, because my comment, I do have a savage side. So, beware of that. About the script again, I think I was kind of vague on that. Not just in the response comment, but when I mentioned it earlier. I don't like writing scripts. Like I said, it makes me feel less of me showing my personality and more of me purposely trying to be funny with a script like that. I'm not into that kind of thing. I don't view that as something that I want to do for my videos. Nothing against people who make scripts, make videos using scripts. Nothing wrong with that. Props to people who could pull that off. I just don't feel like I can be as expressive as I want to be with a script. You know? On the topic of boring gameplay, by the way, gameplay here is Aliens vs. Predator 3. Boring gameplay, that's all in personal opinion. If you think the gameplay is boring, then sorry to hear that, but the video story time isn't based on gameplay. There's typically gameplay in the background. It's a gameplay commentary series where I talk about, it's kind of like either sometimes an excuse to make a channel update, and then throw in a story, or something like that into it. Like, for the first couple episodes, it was more like a news show, which wasn't really my plans for it, but it kind of turned into that unintentionally. So, that was what Storytime was, and then eventually turned into like a little channel update for episode 3, and then I did give a story from school. And then here we are, episode 4, me actually telling stories instead of a news show or channel update or that kind of a deal. I do value my work with gameplay. I feel myself as a pretty good gamer, pretty good player at these kind of games. I mean, for Honor, I suck. I just put together a little bit of gameplay that I had made a while ago. I meant to use it for another video, but I had to put something together. Excuse me. And maybe it wasn't the best, but it's what I could do. And yes, the loading segments may have been viewed as tedious and boring, but you know, I use those to talk about my stories, and I don't think that was a bad thing. I mean, sure, I don't like watching transition scenes either, but you know, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Especially when someone like me keeps talking, I can't just cut myself off. Sometimes I'd be stupid and forget what my point or whatever even was. But in your opinion, the gameplay was boring. Somebody else out there could think, oh, this is like the most exciting gameplay I've ever seen. It's all in personal opinion and preference. Again, if you don't like my content, you don't have to watch it. You know, that's just the plain and simple. You don't like it, don't watch it. I'm okay with you not watching my content if you don't like it. That's okay. It's all personal preference anyway, who you like to watch. If you like to watch, I don't know, Vanos Gaming, that's okay. You just like his content. If you like Vanos over me, that's fine. That's all hunky dory. I have no problem with that because it's personal preference. It's opinion. And that's what makes us people. We have opinions. We're not mindless machines that are programmed to think one way or another. That's a great thing about being human. But, and saying that my talking is boring, that's personal opinion. Some people could really like the stories. Like, I like the stories in particular. I think that might be considered bias, but I do like it. Because there's stories there's stuff that happened to me that is a bit different than any other experience that I've had. And maybe sometimes I do ramble, but I don't really think of that as that big of a deal. I typically catch myself and time to really, you know, put a stop to it before I ramble too far and for too long and take up too much time. You know? If you've watched any of my other videos, you would most likely know that, but I'm assuming you haven't viewed any of my other content. I would also like to address my savageness at the end about saying that at least I make videos and don't impersonate anime characters. You know, I have nothing against people who make their channel names a popular character from a video game, movie, or show. I have nothing against that. Whether the show is Netflix or TV or anime or whatever, or YouTube Red or whatever. I have nothing against that, but I have a hard time taking people seriously when they are named after anime characters and don't have profile pictures because it kind of makes me think that you just joined the site that day. And correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not trying to be mean or anything like that, but you know, it's just the way people tend to think. I'm not the biggest One Piece fan either, so maybe that could be biased too, but I don't particularly think so, you know? But from looking at your channel, I haven't really been able to see if you've made any you haven't made any videos. So before making criticism of somebody's content, make your own first. And then if you do make a story time thing about that, then good, then at least then I could at least see it. And if it's better, then touche, good for you. But trying to make a point like that without having any content, without trying to make a point about video length and pretty much any kind of criticism about that, you're not really helping anything, because you don't make any content, so it's not like I could just click on your video and say, oh, this video is better. You don't, because you don't have any. At least I'm not afraid to make a video. You know? I've been saying that a lot. My last little bit of gameplay comes from CSGO. You'll eventually see this as an actual CSGO episode, by the way, guys. Episode 5 to be exact. I'm sorry if this was in any way viewed as being mean and being savage. I mean, it seems like you're a mature person, so you should be able to take a little bit of savageness. And yeah. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope he watches it too, because this is pretty much addressed to him. And if anybody wants to give criticism to me, make sure that your point is proven, or your point is clear. Don't be vague about things like that, about things that you want me to change. Because if you're vague, I don't know what to change. Tell me what was wrong, so I can change. If you're not going to do that, then I can't help you, buddy. Sorry. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, please be sure to leave a like. If you agree with my points, please be sure to leave a like. And can we get to 35 Geekz by July 19th? Anyway, guys, if you are new and you want to see content that is similar to this, please be sure to subscribe for more. I am planning on making a channel update about talking about upload schedule and all that stuff, all the nitty-gritty stuff. Soon, that should be up by the end of the week. Anyway, guys, I hope you did enjoy the video, and as always, Maxusthebeast is out.